So in this lecture of S2 Business Mathematics, we are focusing on Module 3, that is Basic Algebra. In that, we'll be focusing on quadratic equation. So the general definition of a quadratic equation is which contain a square of an unknown quantity and no high power is defined as a quadratic equation that contains square of an unknown quantity and no high power is called a quadratic equation. So consider an equation x square plus 5x minus 2 equal to 0. So this is the equation. Okay, and now let's consider what is the highest power of the variable. The highest power of the variable is 2. Highest power of the variable is 2. That is, another way we can say highest power of the variable is known as degree. So degree is 2. And x is considered as a variable or an unknown quantity. X is considered as a variable or an unknown quantity. So according to the definition, an equation that contains square of an unknown quantity and no higher power is called a quadratic. So higher power of the variable is considered as 2. So always a quadratic equation is of a second degree polynomial. Second degree polynomial. Always a quadratic equation will be a second degree polynomial or will equated to 0. Another example is given is 2x square plus 3x minus 1 equal to 0. Here also we can see that the highest power of the variable is given as 2. So the degree is 2. Now let's see the general form of a quadratic equation. The general form is the form ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. This is a general form of a quadratic equation where a, b and c are constant. A, b and c are constant, as well as and with a not equal to 0. There should be a condition in order to be a quadratic equation that a not equal to 0. If a equal to 0, then that equation is known as linear equation. If a is equal to 0, then that equation is called linear equation. So general form of a quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. A comma b comma c are constant, as well as a not equal to 0. If a equal to 0, then that particular equation is called linear equation. So we can define a quadratic equation which is of a second degree polynomial equated to 0. Okay, so if a is equal to 0 means it is a linear equation. Now let's see how do we identify a particular expression is quadratic or not. So in order to identify which are quadratic equation. So the first equation is 3x cube minus 4x plus 5. The second equation is 5x square minus 4x plus 2 equal to 0. And the third one is in the form, the third equation is in the form x plus 1 by x equal to minus 2. So how do we identify whether this particular expression is a quadratic equation or not? So let's find what is the highest degree of the variable, highest power of the variable. So highest power of the variable here is 3. So the degree of that particular degree is 3. So it's not a quadratic equation. Not a quadratic equation. Here the degree of the variable, that is the highest power of the variable, is 2. So the degree is 2. So it's a quadratic equation. Now in this we have to find the LCM. So multiplying x on both sides. So x plus 1 is equal to minus 2x. So x into x can be rewritten as x square plus 1 minus 2x I am taking to this side. So it is 2x is equal to 0. Implies rewriting the equation, that is x square plus 2x plus 1 equal to 0. Here we can see that this is of the form, the highest power of the variable is 2. So this is a degree 2, which is a quadratic equation. So this is another form of a quadratic. Whenever this expression, if an equation occurs in this form, we need to find the LCM. So multiplying x on both sides. So x into x plus 1 is equal to minus 2x. So taking 2x to the other side. So x square plus 1 plus 2x is equal to 0. So the quadratic expression is changed to x square plus 2x plus 1 equals 0. So it is a clear case of a quadratic equation. This is how we identify a particular expression as a quadratic equation or not. So initially we learned about the definition of a quadratic equation. So quadratic equation is a second degree polynomial always equated to 0, and the general form of a quadratic equation is in the form ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, where a, b, c are constants and a with a not equal to 0. If a is equal to 0, that is called a linear equation. Now let's see what are the roots of an equation. So a quadratic equation in x with two values of x that satisfy a given equation is called roots of an equation. So let's consider an example. Let's consider a quadratic expression x square plus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. So we'll be writing in the form of a general. So general form of a quadratic equation, general form of quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c equals 0. So a is equal to 1, b is equal to 5 and c is equal to 6. Okay, now I'm going to solve I'm going to find the roots of an equation. So in order to find the roots of an equation, you can solve the particular quadratic equation by finding with the help of factors or by using the formula. So this time I am using solving by factors. Okay, so AC is equal to 6. Okay, so the product should be of 6 and the sum should be of 5. So it will be 3 and 2. Okay, so I can rewrite this particular expression as x square plus 3x plus 2x plus 6 equals 0. So when you multiply, so AC, when you multiply, the product should be of 6 and the sum will be of 5. When you add, the sum should be 5. So 3 and 2 will be the answer. So I am taking x out. So x plus 3 plus 2 x plus 3. So the factors are x plus 2 and x plus 3 equal to 0. So the value of x can be x plus 2 equals 0 or x plus 3 equal to 0. So x should be either minus 2 or x minus 3. So roots of the equation is considered as roots of the equation is considered as either minus 2 or minus 3. So the value of x is the one we are looking for. So the value of x can be minus 2 or minus 3. So root of an equation means a quadratic equation in x which will have two values. So here the x is having a value minus 2 and minus 3. And these minus 2 and minus 3 are considered as the root of the equation. And this is solved by using factors, or you can either use with the formula or with the factors. Now, next we are moving on to the next section, that is how do we solve a quadratic equation. So solving a quadratic equation is considered in two methods. So one is by solving by factors or other by solving by using a formula. So let's see using with the first method, how do we solve using a factor, solving by factors. So consider an example. Consider an equation x square minus 2x minus 15 equals 0. This is a quadratic equation. You are asked to find by solution by factor. Solution by factors. So the general form of quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. So the coefficient of x square, a, that is a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 2 and c equal to minus 15. Okay. Now let's see what is product of AC, that is minus 15. The product is minus 15, and when you the product is minus 15 and the sum should be minus 2. So it should be a minus factor and a positive one. So minus 5 and 3. You can consider minus 5 and minus 3. So x square minus 5x. So we split the minus 2 as minus 5x plus 3x minus 15 equals 0. Now take x out. So so when you are taking x out, so x minus 5, then plus here we have 3 common, so we are taking 3 out, so x minus 5. So we have x plus 3 and x minus 5 is equal to 0. So let's find what are the roots of the equation. So x can be either minus 3 or 5. So the value of x is minus 3 or minus 5. This is by solving solution by factors. If I am using the same equation, same quadratic equation and solving it by the formula method, equation solving by formula method. So let's apply the formula method. So solution by the second method, that is by formula. So the general formula is, if the quadratic equation is of the form ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, then the equation is minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. This is the formula. So now we are going to substitute in this particular value, and we got the value of a as 1, b as minus 2 and c as minus 15. So b as 15. Okay, now substituting. Minus 2 means it will be minus of minus 2, that is positive 2, plus or minus root of minus 2 square is 4 minus 4 into what is the value of a, 1, value of c minus 15, the whole by 2 into 1. So minus of minus 2 is 2, plus or minus root of 4 plus 16 by 2. So it is 2 plus or minus root of 64 by 2. That is 2 plus or minus 8 by 2. So the two values will be either 2 plus 8 by 2 or 2 minus 8 by 2. So the value will be 10 by 2 is 5. Here it is minus 6 by 2, that is minus 3. So we got the roots of an expression as minus 3 and 5. So this is how we solve using the two methods, one by solution by factors and one by formula method. So substituting in this formula, you will get the value. So minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac. Make sure that it is whole divided by 2a. Keep that in your memory. Now let's see one of an example. So for example, consider the equation 2x square minus 9x plus 10 is equal to 0. This is the question given. So here you can either use a solution by factors or by using solution by formula. So here we will do with the help of factors. Okay. So the general form of a quadratic equation, general form of quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c equals 0. So the value of a is 2, b is minus 9, c is equal to 10. Now AC is equal to 20. So product is 20 and the sum is minus 9. Sum is minus 9. So it should be minus 5 and minus 4. Okay. So now taking the equation 2x square, instead of minus 9x, we will split that into 5x minus 4x plus 10 equals 0. So taking the x out, so that is x that is 2x minus 5. So here we are taking minus 2 out, so x 2x minus 5 equal 0. So factors are x minus 2 and 2x minus 5 equals 0. So x can be 2 or 5 by 2. X can be 5 by 2 or 2. This is by using the factor method, solution by factor. By factor method. Suppose solution by formula. By formula, we have to use the formula. Use the formula minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So substituting in this particular equation, that is 9 plus or minus root of 9 square, that is 81, minus 4 into a is 2, c is 10 by 4. So that is equal to 8, that is equal to 9 plus or minus 1 by 4. So 10 by 4 or 8 by 4. So 10 by 4 is nothing but 5 by 2 or 2. This is how by solving formula method or solving by factors. Now let's see another example. So the next example is 5x square plus 11x plus 6 is equal to 0. So using solution by factors. Solution by factors. So the general form of a quadratic equation, general form of quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Substituting the value of a is 5, b is 11 and c as 6. Now what is AC? The product of AC is 30 and the sum is 11. Sum is as 11. So we can consider the product as 6 and 6. Okay. So 5 plus 6 is 11. So we can split the expression 5x square plus 5x plus 6x plus 6 equals 0. So taking the 5x out, so it is x plus 1, and taking 6 out, this x plus 1 equals 0. So the factors are 5x plus 6 and x plus 1 equals 0. So x is either minus 1 or minus 6 by 5. So these are the factors. These are the roots of the equation, that is minus 1 or minus 6 by 5. So here we have a practice question. It says factorize. So you have to use solution by factors. So the first expression can be written as first expression is x square minus 2 into 2x plus 120. This is your first expression. So you need to solve this equation by solving by factors. Solution by factor methods. Okay, so this is your first question, and we are going to use, since it is asked for factorize, we need to find the factors. So we are asked to supposed to solve by using factor method. Okay, now the general form of a quadratic equation, general form of quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c equals 0. So a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 22, and c is equal to 120. So ac is 120 and the product is minus 22. So it is minus 10 and minus 12. Minus 10 and minus 12. So when you add, you get 22, and when you multiply, you will get 120. So splitting x square minus, instead of 22x, we will write minus 10x minus 12x plus 120 equals 0. So this is nothing but taking x out, so it is x minus 10 and minus 12 out, so x plus minus 10 equals 0. So it is x minus 10 and x minus 12 equals 0. So the roots of equation are x is equal to 10 and 12. So roots of the equation is 10 and 12. Now moving to the next question. So the next question is 6x square minus x minus 2 equals 0. So the next question is 6x x square minus x minus 2 equal to 0 is the question. So how do we solve? First, write the general form of the quadratic equation. So the general form of quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c equals 0. So the value of a is 6, b is minus 1, c is minus 2. So the product of AC is equal to minus 12 and the sum is minus 1. Since it is a minus value, it should be minus 4 and plus 3. Okay, so 6x square minus 4x plus 3x minus 2 equals 0. So I'll take 2 out, 2x out. So x minus 2 plus, there is no common over here. So it will be, so 6x square minus 4x plus 3x minus 2. So I am taking the 2 out. So 2x, 3x minus 2 plus 1 into 3x minus 2 equals 0. So the factors is 2x plus 1 and 3x minus 2 equals 0. So if you are asked to find the roots of an equation, so x should be minus 1 by 2 and or x should be 2 by 3. So roots are minus 1 by 2 or 2 by 3. So this is how we do. Now moving on to the third question. So the third question was 30x square minus 7 minus 15. 30x square minus 7x minus 15 equal to 0. So initially we are asked to find the general form of the quadratic. So general form of the quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c equals 0. So a is equal to 30, b is equal to minus 7 and c is equal to minus 15. Now let's see what is AC. So AC is equal to 15 into 3, that is 450, minus 450. And the product is minus 450 and the sum should be minus 7. So product should be minus 450 and the sum should be minus 7. So it will be minus 25 and plus 18. It should be minus 25 plus 18. Okay, so now it is 30x square minus, instead of 7x we will write 25x plus 18x minus 15 equals 0. So taking 5x out, so it is 6x minus 5 plus, we will take 3 out, 3 into that is 6x minus 5 equals 0. So it is 5x plus 3 and 6x minus 5 equals 0. So these are the factors. If we are asked to find the roots of an equation, so x should be minus 3 by 5 or 5 by 6. Okay, this is how we have to do the factorization method. Now, next is solving by formula method. So instead of using a solution by using formula method, the general form of a quadratic equation is in the form ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. So the x should have two roots, that is x is equal to minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. And here there is we need to memorize what is sum of the roots and product of the root. So sum of the root is found by minus b by a and product of the root is found by c by a. So product of the root is always c by a and sum of the root will be minus b by a. Okay, these are the general terms to keep in mind. Now let's see what is nature of roots of a quadratic equation. Now nature and roots of a quadratic equation means, let's consider an example. Consider an example, x square minus 9x plus 14 equal to 0. We need to find whether b square minus 4ac is a perfect square or not. Perfect square or not. So, in order to find the general form of a quadratic equation is general form of quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. So, value of a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 9 and c equal to 14. Okay, now let's see what is b square minus 4ac. Minus 4ac. So, b square is 81 minus 4 into 1 into 14. So, 14 into 4, that is 16, then 56. So, 81 minus 56, that's 5. This will be 7. So, 25. So, 25 is a perfect square. 25 is a perfect square. So, if our roots of the equation, that is if b square minus 4ac is greater than 0 and if it is a perfect square, we can say that roots are rational and unequal. We can say that the roots are rational and unequal. Rational and unequal. Okay. Now let's consider another case where b square minus 4ac is not a perfect square. Not a perfect square. Not a perfect square. So consider an example. 2x square plus 3x minus 1 equals 0. So this is an example. Now the general form of a quadratic equation, is ax square plus bx plus c equals 0. So the value of a is 2, b is 3 and c equals minus 1. Okay. Now let's see what is b square minus 4ac. So b square is 9 minus 4 into 2, that is a is 2 and 3 is minus 1. So it is 9 plus 8 which is 70. So 70 then is not a perfect square. So 17 is not a perfect square. So the roots are not a perfect square. So the roots are irrational and unequal. So the roots are irrational and unequal. Roots are irrational and unequal. Okay, then the third case is if our b square minus 4ac is equal to 0. If our roots b square minus 4ac equal to 0, then we can say that roots are equal and rational. Equal and rational. And the fourth case of nature of our root is b square minus 4ac less than 0. Then roots are imaginary. Roots are imaginary. So let's consider an equation. 4x square plus 5x plus 3 equals 0. Okay. So if this is thing, then general form of a quadratic equation, general form of a quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, where a is equal to 4, b is equal to 5 and c is equal to 3. So 25 minus 4 into 4 into 3, that is 16 into 3, that is 48. So 25 minus 48 will get minus 23. So it is an imaginary root, or we can say it is a complex root. Imaginary or complex root. So nature of a root can be determined in 4 ways. One is if it is b square minus 4ac greater than 0, and if we are getting a perfect square, the roots will be rational and unequal. Rational means it will always be in the form of p by q. Then if it is greater than 0 and not a perfect square, then we can say that it is irrational and unequal. That is root 17 by some value. Minus 3 plus minus 3 minus 17 by 4. This cannot be, this is not in the form of p by q. So it is an irrational. Then b square minus 4ac is equal to 0, then we can say roots are always equal and rational. If it is less than 0, then roots are imaginary, that is we will get a complex root. Then the last thing is formation of a quadratic equation based on sum of roots and product of roots. So we have already know that sum of roots can be found by minus b by a, and product of root is found by c by a. So sum of the roots means if our roots are alpha and beta. So sum of roots is expressed alpha plus beta is written as minus b by a. This is sum of roots. The product of roots means it is c by a. Then in order to form the quadratic equation, the general form is x square minus the sum of roots into x plus product of roots equals 0. This is how we have to form the particular quadratic equation. Next class we will do the formation of the quadratic equation. So now let's go to another example question. Suppose you are given to solve an equation in such a way that root of 3x minus 5 is equal to x minus 3. How do we solve this problem? So in order to solve such question, what we have to do is we have to square this on both sides. Squaring both sides. Squaring both sides. Why we are doing squaring means in order to get rid of the square root, we are squaring on both sides. So the LHS will be 3x minus 5 is equal to x minus 3 whole square. So a minus b the whole square is a square minus 2ab plus b square. This is the general formula. So 3x minus 5 is equal to x square minus 6x plus 9. Now we are going to move this thing to the other side. So it is x square minus 6x plus 9 minus 3x plus 5 equal to 0. So x square minus 9x plus 14 equal to 0. So this is the quadratic equation. So the general form of the quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, where a is equal to 1, b is equal to -9 and c is equal to 14. So here we are going to solve by using the formula method. So the formula x is equal to minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So that is 9 plus or minus root of 81 minus 4 into 1 into 14 by 2. So 14 into 4 is 16, 56. So 81 minus 56 is 25. So 9 plus or minus 5 by 2. So root will be 9 plus 5, 14 by 2, that is 7, or 9 minus 5, it is 4 by 2, that is 2. So the roots are 7 or 2. So this is how we solve the equation. So roots are 7 and 2. X is equal to 7 or 2. Now moving on to the next question. Here we have to solve x square minus 2x plus 49 minus x square minus 2x plus 16 is equal to 3. So what I am going to do is, I am going to equate a as x square minus 2x plus 49. So let a is equal to root of x square minus 2x plus 49 and b is equal to root of x square minus 2x plus 16. So we have substitute the root into a and this to b. So equation is a minus b is equal to 3. Implies a is equal to 3 plus b, which implies a is equal to 3 plus b. So I am going to substitute what the value of a over here. So the value of a is root of x square minus 2x plus 49, which is equal to 3 plus the value of b is root of x square minus 2x plus 16. We substitute the value of a and b. Substituting value of a and b. Now what I am going to do is, I am going to square on both sides. Squaring both sides. So squaring both sides in order to get rid of the square root. So it will be x square minus 2x plus 49, and this is of the form 3 plus root of x square minus 2x plus 16 the whole square. So which is of the form a plus b the whole square is equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. So this is nothing but 9 plus 2 into 3, that is 6. 2 into 3 root of x square minus 2x plus 16, then plus x square minus 2x plus 16. So what I'm going to do is I'll take all the variables to this side. So x square minus 2x plus 49 minus 9, keeping this variable in our LHS, on our right side itself, but taking the others to the side. So it is minus x square plus 2x minus 16 is equal to 6 root of x square minus 2x plus 16. So this is nothing but cancelling x square as well as 2x, and the value will be 40 minus 16 is equal to 6 root of x square minus 2x plus 16. So it is 24 is equal to 6 by root of x square minus 2x plus 16. So I can take the 6 to other side. So it will be 4 is equal to root of x square minus 2x plus 16. Now what I am going to do is I'll squaring, then which implies 16 is equal to x square minus 2x plus 16. So we will take the 16 to the other side, or taking here it will be x square minus 2x is equal to 0. This is nothing but x into x minus 2 equals 0. So the value of x can be either 0 or 2. So value of x will be either 0 or 2. This is how we solve the equation. So when you get 4 is equal to root of x square minus 2x plus 16, we square on both sides in order to get rid of the square root. So we got the value of 16 is equal to x square minus 2x plus 16. So what we did is taking 16 to this side. So this will be x square minus 2x is equal to 0. This can be rewritten taking x common. So x into x minus 2 is equal to 0. So the value of x is x minus 0 or 2. Hope this is clear for you. Next class we will be dealing with the formulation of quadratic equation according to the roots. Thank you.